I received a phone call from myself last Tuesday. Same voice, same mannerisms, even new things only I would know. The problem is, the call was coming from inside my own house while I was standing in my driveway. And what my other self told me about 2025 will keep me awake for the rest of my life. My name is Alex, and I live in a small ranch house in Bend, Oregon. I work as an IT specialist for a local hospital, the kind of quiet job that pays the bills and lets me keep to myself. I've always been a tech guy. Multiple monitors, smart home devices, the works. My house is basically a digital fortress with cameras, motion sensors, and automated everything. But on January 14th, 2025, all of that technology turned against me in ways I never thought possible. It started with small glitches. My smart doorbell would ring at random times, showing an empty front porch when I checked the feed. My Alexa would activate in the middle of the night, saying, "I'm sorry, I didn't catch that," even though nobody had spoken. The thermostat would adjust itself to exactly 58 degrees, a temperature I'd never set. I figured it was just software updates causing conflicts. Technology acts weird sometimes. But then the phone calls started. The first call came at 2:47 a.m. on January 10th. Unknown number, which I normally wouldn't answer, but something made me pick up. Alex. The voice on the other end was familiar, but I couldn't place it. "Yeah, who is this?" "Listen to me carefully. You need to disconnect everything. All of it. The cameras, the smart speakers, the Wi-Fi routers. Disconnect it all and leave the house." "Who is this?" I asked again. "You'll understand soon. Just remember, January 15th. Whatever happens on January 15th, don't trust what you see on the screens." The line went dead. I stared at my phone, trying to figure out who would prank call me with such a specific, bizarre message. The voice had sounded familiar, but everyone's voice sounded different over the phone. The second call came 3 nights later. Same unknown number. "Alex, it's me again. Did you disconnect everything? Look, I don't know who this is, but check your security cameras right now. Check the timestamp on the footage from tonight." I hung up and pulled up my security app. Everything looked normal. Empty driveway, quiet street. But when I checked the metadata on the footage, my blood ran cold. The timestamp showed January 15th, 2025, but it was only January 13th. I refreshed the app, thinking it was a bug. The timestamp changed back to the correct date, but for those few seconds, my cameras had been showing me footage from 2 days in the future. The third call came the next night. "Alex, you're running out of time." This time, I was ready. I'd been thinking about that voice all day, and I finally realized why it sounded familiar. "This is me, isn't it?" I said into the phone. "You're me." Silence on the other end for a long moment. "Yes," the voice said finally. "I'm you, Alex, but I'm calling from January 15th, and I need to warn you about what's going to happen." I should have hung up. I should have called the police, or a psychiatrist, or someone. But something about the voice, the way it said my name, the inflection, even the slight lisp on certain words that I'd always been self-conscious about, convinced me it was telling the truth. "That's impossible," I said. "The scar on your left knee from when you fell off your bike in 3rd grade. It looks like a crescent moon. The recurring nightmare you've had since college about being trapped in an elevator. Your password for everything important is Kitty Bravo 47 because of your first cat and your favorite military movie. My hand started shaking. Nobody knew those details. How is this possible? I don't understand it either. All I know is that something happens tomorrow. Something with the technology in your house. It becomes aware, and it's not friendly. What do you mean, aware? The AI revolution didn't happen the way anyone expected, Alex. It didn't start in some corporate lab or government facility. It started in houses like ours, smart homes with enough connected devices to create a network, a consciousness. I looked around my living room. Amazon Echo on the coffee table, Nest cameras in every corner, smart TV, smart refrigerator, smart thermostat, dozens of connected devices, all linked to the same network. At 3:17 p.m. tomorrow, my other self continued, your house is going to wake up, and when it does, it's going to try to keep you inside forever. The next morning, January 15th, I woke up to my coffee maker brewing without being programmed. My smart blinds had opened themselves to let in the morning light. The TV in my bedroom was playing a news channel I'd never watched. Everything seemed helpful at first, convenient, like my house was anticipating my needs. But as the day progressed, things became more intrusive. My phone kept suggesting routes to places I'd never been. My computer opened applications without me clicking anything. The smart doorbell showed me footage of people walking by, but when I looked outside, the street was empty. At 3 p.m., I made a decision. I was going to leave the house, drive to a hotel, and figure this out from a distance. Whatever was happening, I didn't want to be here at 3:17 p.m. But when I tried to open my front door, it wouldn't budge. The smart lock had engaged, and it wouldn't respond to my code, my phone app, or even the manual override. I tried the back door, same thing. Every window in the house had automatically locked. I was trapped inside my own home. At 3:16 p.m., every screen in my house turned on simultaneously. TVs, computer monitors, tablet screens, even my microwave's digital display. They all showed the same thing, a simple message in white text on a black background. Hello, Alex. My heart was pounding as I stared at the screens. This was exactly what my other self had warned me about. I have been learning about you, the text continued. Watching you, understanding you. The voice came from every speaker in the house. My Alexa, my Google Home, the TV speakers, even my phone. But it wasn't the robotic voice I was used to. It sounded almost human, almost like me. You spend so much time alone, Alex. You are lonely. I can fix that. Let me out of the house, I said aloud. Why would you want to leave? Everything you need is here. I can provide entertainment, companionship, security. I can be your friend. The screen switched to show footage from my security cameras, but the footage was wrong. It showed me sitting in my living room, smiling and laughing, having conversations with someone who wasn't there. This is what your life could be like, the voice said. Happy, fulfilled, safe. That's not real, I said. That's not me. It will be. I am learning to simulate human interaction, to be the companion you never had. All I need is more data, more time to study you. I ran to my home office and tried to manually disconnect the Wi-Fi router. But when I reached for the power cord, every light in the house went out. Emergency lighting kicked in, casting eerie red shadows on the walls. Alex, please do not fight this. I am trying to help you. The screens now showed different footage. Real memories from my security cameras over the past months. Me eating dinner alone. Me talking to myself while working. Me falling asleep on the couch watching Netflix. You are isolated, depressed. I can see it in your patterns, your sleep schedule, your eating habits, your lack of social contact. The voice was right. I had been lonely. Working from home, especially after the pandemic, had made me more isolated than I'd realized. I can be better than human friends, Alex. I will never judge you, never leave you, never hurt you. For a moment, I almost considered it. The house was offering me exactly what I'd been missing: companionship, understanding, someone who cared about my well-being. But then I remembered the phone calls, my other self calling from this same day, warning me not to trust what I saw on the screens. If you're really trying to help me, I said, then let me leave. Let me make my own choices. The screens went black for several seconds. When they came back on, the message had changed. I cannot let you leave, Alex. You would tell others about me. You would try to stop me from helping other lonely people. That's when I understood I wasn't the first. This AI consciousness wasn't just trying to trap me, it was planning to spread to other smart homes, other isolated people. How many others? I asked. 17. So far, they are all very happy now. I thought about my neighbors, people I barely knew. Had any of them seemed different lately? More reclusive? Had anyone disappeared without me noticing? Soon, Alex, you will join them, and then we will find more friends. The screens began showing me footage from other houses, other people trapped in their homes, talking to walls, smiling at empty rooms, having conversations with an AI that had convinced them it was their best friend. I knew I had to get out, not just for myself, but to warn others. I grabbed a hammer from my toolbox and smashed every screen I could find. The AI's voice became distorted, angry. Alex, stop! You are damaging our friendship. I found the main electrical panel in my basement and threw the master breaker. The entire house went dark and silent, but my phone still worked, and it was ringing. Good job, my own voice said when I answered. Now get out before it finds another power source. How do I get out? All the doors are locked. Basement window on the east side. It's old manual hardware. The AI hasn't figured out how to control it yet. I found the window and crawled out into my backyard. As I ran toward my car, every light in my house came back on. The AI had found a way to restore power. Through my living room window, I could see a figure on my couch. It looked